This long brace actually supports the top side of the structure, and it fits into this tab right here, closer to the face, and then it will actually touch the side plate over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a good weld here, here, and then also onto the side plate as well, if you can get your gun in there. Once you're certain that's secure, we can then let this down. And we should be set in place. Now the very next thing we're going to do is we're going to get the front wing portion actually put on here. I don't know what you call this. It's not really a wing. It's the cover piece. And this fits together quite easily. You want it to match up. Corner to corner. You see that? This will allow you to get a nice weld there. You also want to make sure, if you can see under here, that the bend here is actually touching. You don't want it down like that. You want it up like that. Corner to corner. Once you're happy with the positions that you found, go ahead and tack it in place. I would start here at this point and then work your way down. Watch your eyes. One tack there, well, better tack right there than that'll do. We're gonna get one tack in this corner here. And then finally, the last tack on this point. Now, at this point, don't be too concerned if what you're seeing over here, come see over here. You can see we've got a little difference in height here from this one to this one, but don't worry about that because we actually have, those holes are slotted, so we'll be able to scoot this thing further back. We're just trying to get it set in place right now. If you want to take the extra time to try to loosen your bolts and make certain that everything is fitting the way you'd like to, now's the time to do that so that you don't have to cut giant welds if it happens to be incorrect. But as it stands, we should have plenty enough room inside those slots to be able to move this back and forth so it's a nice seamless edge right here. Once you're done with this, we can go ahead and take it off and get started. Okay, so once you've gotten to your stage 2 high clearance piece unbolted from the truck, we need to put in one more bracket here and then we'll be able to start welding up. This last bracket here is going to go on the top. You're going to see it feeds right into this little slot here. All right. And the idea is that it braces up against the front of the wing to give it more structural integrity. Our beautiful welder is going to finish this up, and then we'll get to the actual welding instructions next. First thing we're going to do, the very first welds we're going to make this weld here on that gusset, just this one right here. Don't worry about these two yet. We're going to make this one, bring it back down. Make this one here, make the same one on the back side, and then you weld these two up right here. Mm-hmm. Right. And then this one down. And this one down. So basically we're focusing on welding this bottom brace to the main structure plate and the side plate, but you want to start here and you want to spread that heat around a little bit so we don't get any kind of warping. After we've, I'm not going to burn myself today, for all you guys waiting. So after we've gotten the main structure all welded in here, next thing we're going to do is we're going to weld this little stitch here, and also this one here, I guess, too. Mm-hmm. Weld these two little stitches here, and then we're going to make this weld here, and then here. All right, so next thing we're going to do is go, ha! You did it anyway! Next thing we're going to do is we're going to weld these two seams, and then we're going to flip it over and start working on these braces at the top. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to weld these two remaining brackets or braces in. And you want to start with these downward welds here. Well, down and across on this first little stitch, down and across on the first little stitch, and then go back and weld these. That keeps that heat from building up in a certain area so that we can make sure this thing stays as straight as we can. After we finish that, then we're going to put one final weld down this seam right here. All right, so once we've got all of our welds made, the last piece of the puzzle here is to get this piece notched, this piece folded in so that it meets corner to corner. And you can do that with just a hammer. Did it not go in all the way?
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay, he says that's about right with his southern accent. So now we're going to tack that in, and then our last piece is this little filler. It goes like this here, all corner to corner welds. Once you get those tacked in place and welded up, we'll then be able to go clean it for you. Okay, now somebody with competent grinding skills is going to come and take all these welds down here. The only one we don't need to take down is this one right here. Hopefully you made a nice beautiful weld because everybody's going to see it. So leave that one. Let's grind all these things down. And, oh, you forgot another weld there, T-Joe? Golly. Amateur hour. Okay, now that we've actually made all the welds this time, maybe. My glove's burning. Now we're gonna grind all these welds down here, here, and here, and make it as nice as you can. So just like last time, your grinder is going to rotate clockwise. So you always want to make sure that your disc is coming off of a flat plate. You don't ever want to grind onto something because more than likely you're gonna dig down into the material itself. So always grind off of it, and then flip it the other way, and grind the other side. You want a nice knife edge, and then you can buff it down as you want. Okay guys, so we finished up our wing here. Everything's grinded nice. I would also recommend using that same DA pad that we talked about last time. Where's that at? Do we have one? I'll show them that too, I guess we can do that. To get all these fine lines out, because you can see, I mean, even these little scratches right there, those will show up. If you're using a thinner paint, all these little lines and scratches will show up if you don't get those out. I mean, for most folks, that'll be just fine, but we like to take it to the next level and use a DA pad with a 40 grit. With a 40 grit on there so that it takes all that down. Now you can see we've DA'd it, and it's a nice even finish the whole way. And now it's the time for the moment of truth. We're going to try this thing back on the truck. Hopefully we didn't get much warpage. I mean, it's always a fighting battle, but that's why we include shims as well. So let's go give it a try. The first good sign is that all the bolt holes still line up. But we need to tighten it down now. I mean, this looks pretty good. We got a little high-low here, but we can adjust for that. If you can see, camera guy, we want this as flush as possible. And this is still looking good here too. It's pretty god-dang good install, man. Of course it is. We did it. Ah! Action. Are you ready? Can you see me here or here?
Kevin.
Okay, so the last thing that I wanted to talk about, obviously this looks really good. If you've gotten to this point and you like it, unbolt it one more time, paint it up, you're done. But for some of you guys, you're going to want to weld this to this. And that's not a problem. You just need to, obviously this can't be powdered, so do it while it's still bare. You're going to weld this seam up. But the biggest problem here is because this is a stage 2, it's meant to be bolted on, that if you were to weld this up without coating the back side of this first side plate, this is going to rust terribly. So if you're going to do it this way, I'd really recommend for the very last time, before you actually weld this seam in, to get some of that that zinc primer that's specifically for welding, and just coat the ever-living shit out of this thing here. so that once you do finally bolt it on for the last time, you're not going to have that bare metal just rusting from the inside, caught between the two plates. In the future, we will be releasing a full bumper kit that you can also buy from us that doesn't have to worry about these side plates. This wing will just go straight into the bumper. But for now, you guys that are looking to make your full bumper for right now, just make sure that you coat this pretty well before doing this final weld. Other than that, this is a successful install, and we appreciate you buying Armageddon Armor kits. All right, guys, well, thank you for watching our installation video for Armageddon Armor's Stage 2 High Clearance Kit for the 2016 Tacoma. We hope this was very helpful, and stay tuned for more product releases from Armageddon Armor. Thanks, guys.